All right. Hey, everybody. It's the Joey Big Time Show, and I'm back. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see how many people we get on. We'll get this thing going, huh? We'll get the ball rolling, huh? You understand what I'm saying there, huh? How's everybody doing? How was everybody's holiday, huh? New Year's, Christmas. I really wasn't on too long or whatever, but I took a little bit of a break. But hey, everybody needs a break every once in a while, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs a fucking break. So I want to wish everybody hello for coming on my show. And hold on a second. I'm going to drop the link. All right. So we got two people. All right. We'll see what happens. Three. So, anyways, how's everybody doing today, huh? How's everybody doing? So, I see that we'll start. We got a few things we want. I'm going to talk about. First of all, we got to talk about Tony Pizza, that bum, that loser, that idiot, that fucking moron, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. The bum from Florida, right? The guy that lives in his car, the guy that fucking sits in his car all day begging for money, doing this, doing that. That's who I'm talking about. You know, the guy was gone for a few months and I'm back and he's the guy never changes. You know what I'm saying there? The guy is the same guy that he was 3 months ago, that he was 6 months ago, that he was a year ago, that he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, five. You know, the guy's the fucking same. You know what I mean? He hasn't changed. Making up lies, making up stories. This guy's in jail. This other guy's gonna come down here and I'm gonna beat the shit out of him or whatever. Pizza, you're living a fucking fantasy world when I tell you. You're a fucking idiot. You're a moron. You understand me there, Tony? I know you're watching my show, bro. You're a fucking loser. So, basically, you're talking out of your fucking mouth and you're saying all the wrong things because it's going to catch up to you. You know what I'm saying there? You already got beat up by that guy, Fred, the mechanic. He slapped the shit out of you. You said he used the pipe when he didn't use the pipe. He probably hit you with his fist. You fucking fell back and hit your head on something, and that's how your head got broken or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jason. Oh, Sean McCarthy. There you go. How you doing, Jason? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. I'm starting back up tonight, and we'll see how it goes. Destroyer forever. How you doing? So yeah, you know what I'm saying there? I mean, it's like this guy is nothing more than a pathetic loser, liar. I guess he was saying Joey Dimes was in jail. When? The guy just makes up stuff as he goes along, saying that he was in jail. I never heard that guy go to jail, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Joey Dimes is a good guy. You know what I'm saying there? He's a stand-up guy. He's not going to jail to do what? What's he going to go to jail? And first of all, who told you that he was in jail? Number one. Number two, did you call down there to find out yourself? Oh, I got it verified by two people. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Jason. Long time no see. We'll see who else comes in the chat. We got 30 people watching. Not too many people saying anything. That's okay. You guys want to watch, you guys can watch. You guys can do whatever you want. I run, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to do the show for an hour. We'll see who comes on. I think my boy RoboCop's going to come in the chat. And, oh, by the way, Joe Bruno, if you're out there, if you want to come on the show and maybe you can tell us what's going on with this whole pizza thing that he says you're coming down there to look for him or something like that. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's a true story, a fake story, or whatever story. But if it's true, come on the show and Tell us why, what's the reason behind all this? I know the guy said a bunch of crap about you the other day about when you guys met up. Oh, Don, yeah, I know that, RoboCop. Hold on, let me drop the link for you, pal. Let's see, hold on. All right. Shit. What happened? What happened? How come it's not working now? RoboCop, can you grab the link? You can't grab the link. Yeah, I know Joey Dimes isn't in jail. The guy was making it up. You know what I mean? The guy has nothing better to do with his fucking life than make up stories about people. Yeah, I know he was not in jail. Yeah, I know, Jason. It's all fucking fantasy world with this guy. Then he was saying that back to Joe Bruno. He was saying that I guess when they met up, when Joe looked for him in New York, Joe flashed his badge and took out some handcuffs or something like that. I don't know what's going. I don't think Joe. I talked to Joe Bruno a few times off of YouTube about all that. He never mentioned that to me. So I don't believe a word Pete's saying. I think it's all bullshit. You know, I saw the video. I saw where he took the dog and then he went back and put the dog back in the car. But after that, I didn't see no handcuffs. Now we got RoboCop. Hold on, we got RoboCop. Yo, RoboCop.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, Paisan?
Good, good. Can you hear me here?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. I can hear you, bro.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the
Yeah.
rumor was Dimes was in jail, and I guess Dimes made a video this morning saying he wasn't in jail, and it was all bullshit. You know?
No, he's not in jail.
Yeah.
Not at all. No. That's just another delusion that this
Yeah, I know.
asshole is thinking up.
Yeah, the
So
guy makes up stories in his car because he's got to think of something to say when he does his stupid show. So
yeah.
I mean, he's got to make up stories about. He makes up stories about everything, anyways. So you know
He's
what I
a
mean?
one trick pony, man. That's why he's left to begging on the streets, and that's it. That's how it's gonna end. Begging on the streets, and that's it. He's not making no more money on YouTube. Just in his mind, he is.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know. He's not making a nickel, not even a
Nope.
nickel.
He just
Not
goes
a,
to beg. He begs like a pauper with the the card. He's the literal cardboard gangster. Puts his little cardboard sign up, begging like a low life that he is. That's it. That's it. That's gonna be it for him. That's it. You know?
yeah, he's gonna die in that car, RoboCop.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hopefully.
mean? And his
Yeah.
mother's gonna say good riddance.
He ain't getting shit. Everybody knows that. Hey, for all we know, he might end up in Potter's Field. So you know what
Yeah,
I mean. I doubt she's got any real funeral arrangements made for him. I wouldn't spend a red nickel on that guy.
yeah. Neither would I. I mean, the guy's worthless. He's a fucking
You know,
coward. You know what I mean? The
he
guy,
he
the
he
guy,
look
the guy's afraid of
yeah,
his own shadow.
he looks like a cadaver. So the mortician's gonna get a free one when they get him. They won't have to do anything. You know,
Yeah,
they don't have
right.
to do him up anything. He already looks dead.
Yeah, his birthday's this week, I guess, right? He's going to be
Yeah.
59. He looks like he's 75, you know?
Yeah, he'll do the usual bullshit. He'll cash app himself and say the same bullshit. Meanwhile, nobody's gonna give him a dime, just like the birthday before that. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, so
Well, some people are believers bullshit, believe it or not, you know?
mm, again, he can't keep an audience anyway. He ends up snapping on everybody even the little people that did donate to him. So he's told you he's a mental case. He can't help himself. So It's a matter of time before anybody, even on his panel, which is only a couple, I would imagine. Like I said, I don't really watch this douchebag. I get most of my information when I'm not at the track or I'm not at working out, secondhand. Because like I said, he's a one trick pony. You've seen him once, you've seen him 1,000 times. So
Yeah, yeah,
he was born a loser and he's gonna die a loser. That's pretty much that's his autobiography. That's it. You could do it in like less than a sentence.
yeah, yep.
You know.
And, and
So who
and
you
he's
pick?
not leaving that area. If you notice, he doesn't leave the area. I mean, he always ends up in Inglewood.
You know. Doesn't yeah, like I said, he's kind of good. I think he's easier to find than people think. It's just that he puts himself out there for a reason why he tries to be where there's a busy public because he thinks people will be less inclined to kick his ass because there's people around. But he doesn't understand. Just like he got once, he just didn't get got right. Fred was on the right path. He just didn't do it right. That's all. You know.
Right, right, right.
But again, he's going to open his mouth, say something racial, say something stupid while he's doing a live, and that particular someone will be walking by, and maybe he'll catch it right there, right live on YouTube, a beat
Yeah.
down.
So what do you
You know,
think happened that day? You think Fred hit him and he hit his head and he fell back and
I
hit his head?
mean, I
And
mean, whatever he did, he definitely didn't lump him up like he should have. So I mean, but I mean, whatever. There was an altercation, but yeah, he didn't have any damage. The cops in Florida actually surprised me, in that they just took kind of his story over Fred's, when you can clearly see that, Pizza's the crackhead, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why they took the crackhead word over a hardworking guy, but that's how it is today with these cops, bro. They're shaky.
yeah, but he says he dropped the charges. I don't believe so. I don't think so. I think the
Probably
DA
not.
dropped
Probably
the
not. Yeah. It was
No, no
probably
way.
I mean, the only thing is if because he would have to go to court, right? And I think Sean wouldn't go to court because he'd be afraid like there'd be people that might know that he has a court case, and he'd have to worry about people that might be outside waiting for him after court to beat his fucking ass. So he might not show up. So I don't know how that went, but either way, I knew that case wasn't going to go too far because, like you said, you could look this guy up on YouTube and see that he's a mentally ill, deranged man, and I mean that pretty much ends anything he says, and he continues to run his mouth, threatening people anyway all the time. That's all he does.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah,
all
yeah.
they're all useless, empty threats because he ain't gonna do shit.
No, he's not
You
gonna
know?
do it. And when you and Dimes went to New York, right, and you guys made that trip to
Mm-hmm.
the park,
Right.
so basically what happened was, guys, RoboCop and Dimes were there hours before they even went live, and he
Yeah, that's
wasn't.
fact. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of the guys who was it, RoboCop, that met up with you guys at the park that day? What was?
No, yeah, he's just a YouTuber. I never met him
Yeah, all right. We
before.
won't
So
say his.
yeah,
We won't say
no,
his
no,
name.
no.
Just
You
say
could. I mean, his name is Syed. Nobody knows who he is
yeah.
really. Like
No
I don't
one knows
know.
who he is,
I don't know
right?
his real name, but there was, he came there actually hoping Pizza was there to see it. But no, we were legit on that. There was going to be, that was we didn't go there for our health, but just like Tommy said, it was we went there with the intentions of finding him. I mean, at least Tommy wasn't going to do anything. I was going to do it. This time I don't need Tommy to get in trouble, but I was going to do it like Tommy said. And that's it. He was just going to be there to watch. No, and there's no crime against that. And we were right by the lake, and I made good on my promise. I would have thrown him right in the lake. Probably would have polluted the lake. I could have been fined for that. But he was definitely there in the morning, and whatever he says, he's lying about saying that, he was in the Hamptons because that's bullshit. You know what it was? It just was a hot day, in July, and he probably, couldn't take the heat, and he probably went back to the motel or hotel he was in. We just didn't know which hotel or motel he was in, but again, if I ever go back out there, I'm not going to announce it. I'm not even going to tell anybody. If it goes down, I'll tell people after the fact. This way, I just implicate myself, and he's got no heads up. I don't want to give the guy a heads up. I told you, get that guy by surprise, and that's that. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. He's a
Yeah,
scale. He's a
yeah.
scale.
But I
And
don't see that guy going to New York anytime soon, right? I
first of
mean,
all, Oh, I double dared him already. He come to New York, but he's going to be in for a surprise if he posts up in Babylon. So I want him to. I want him to do it one more time and see what happens. Because it's not he's not going to be lucky a second time. I told you I got my friends up there, and they're my eyes and ears, and they probably even probably nobody really knows him, but they know him now. So and
Can't miss him. He's a 71-year-old man begging on the street, sitting in
well, he
his
looks
car.
71. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he looks a lot older than he is.
The guy doesn't look 58. He looks way older than his age. You know what I mean?
But that's the way it goes. Life of abuse. Your body's not going to reward you. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Right.
it's most people need a break talking about this guy. So it was good to even not be talking too much about him on YouTube on lives because after a while it's just you need a break. Everybody needs a break from this guy because he's not genuine. He's not going to show up. You got to force the guy to actually back up what he says. But that's it with him. Like I said, I run into him. He'll be no talking out of it like the other guy did with me. There'll be no talking himself out of it. No way. You know.
Oh,
So
Bruno?
yeah, but I mean, like I said, I don't fault anybody for making the decision that they made, but I'm different. I'm not going to go through all of that to just let the guy walk without cracking him. So
Yeah,
that's not my
yeah,
style.
right,
And I'm not going to
right.
get to that point and I'm going to leave with nothing if I find you. To me, it's like
There's no handshaking, right?
no, no, I wouldn't touch that guy with your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let alone, are you kidding me? He's got scabies. He's got something.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
know?
touch him either. When's the last time they got washed his hands? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, yeah. Well, what I'm touching ain't gonna be his hand, bro. It's gonna be his chin.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
You know?
understand. But there's people saying, "Oh, well, you don't want to do that because you might get arrested or whatever." But some people don't
Look,
care.
listen. It's proof in the pudding that people already know this asshole. Now he's in. He's kind of sort of known in Florida. So and that didn't go anywhere with Fred. So I told you, you know what I mean. They were just covering themselves because unfortunately he was crying like a little bitch to the cops, and the cops just wanted to cover. They covered themselves now. But if that happened in New York, they wouldn't have entertained it. They would have been like, "Look, you want him locked up, we're going to lock you up too." Like, because you know what I mean. To me, it sounds like he was just as involved. So I don't know why they just but that's how it goes. Sometimes you can't figure it out with these cops, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's weird. They make kind of weird decisions. But to be honest with you, they should have either locked them both up or locked nobody up because that ain't fair. That wasn't fair.
Well, Pizza did call 911.
Oh no, he's the pussy. He's a snitch.
Yeah,
It's nothing
yeah,
new. I mean,
rat,
that's why. That's
rat.
the only reason why I don't show myself because I don't, like I said, it's not because then it's like you give them the upper hand to go and try to find out who you are and call the cops and all that nonsense, and I don't want to give him that upper hand. That's why, if you know what I'm saying, if he was a genuine person, you just meet up. It's not that hard to meet up. I mean, but whatever. Like I said, we're beating a dead horse with this guy, but so I don't really have that much more to say about him. But again, if something was unfortunate to happen to him, I'd be pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be one less scumbag on this earth. So I imagine it'll happen sooner than later, one way or the other. He's gonna do it to himself. So anyway, who you picking for the Super Bowl? I'm picking the Seahawks right now.
Uh, RoboCop. I think Seattle has a better team. I think New England has a better quarterback, and the defenses are about the same. I think it's going to
Yeah,
be closer than most people think. I don't think it's going to. I technically don't
yeah,
think it's going to be 4.5. I don't think they're going to. I don't think it's a blowout either way. I think it's
yeah,
close. It might come down to a field goal. I don't know.
yeah. I know that.
If I'm going to take a
Yeah,
side, I guess I would favor Seattle, but I think New England can hang in there because they got that defense and their quarterback is good. You know.
yeah. They're well rounded. New England, I ain't gonna lie. New England's well rounded. I'm going for Seattle only because I'm just tired of that dynasty. I'd rather see another team get it than see them get a 7 championship. But you know,
Yeah.
New England is definitely well rounded, and they don't have a lot of cracks in their armor. They really don't. So they pretty much
Right.
they're the complete package. Seattle, they're very aggressive, and they're good pressers. They're a good pressure team. It's just going to come down to mistakes, I guess, and who makes more and who makes less in the outcome.
Right. Right.
But the NFC AFC championship, they didn't really bedazzle me. I found them to be kind of boring, to be honest with you.
Right.
I hope the Super Bowl is better. But anyway, that's it. That's my 5 cents on the Super Bowl. So
Right.
you know,
Right.
I don't really touch the over under. I stay away from that.
Yeah.
Been there,
Yeah.
done that. Yeah, I don't touch that shit no more. So I'm in the Super Bowl pool, and whatever it is, if my numbers come in, my numbers come in that quarter, whatever, and if I make a
Yeah.
few dollars, but other than that,
New Jersey wise guy says the fix is in. What do you mean, New Jersey wise guy? Who do you think is going to win the game? You think it's New England?
I think if they're gonna fix it, they'd fix it for New England. I think so because they want him
Yeah.
to get that 7 championship. Because
And then
if they do that, nobody while we're living on this earth is gonna do that. Again.
right, right,
Who the
and then
fuck is gonna do that? Even if we live to another 50 years, no team's gonna do that besides them. I doubt it. I don't think so. I'll go on a limb to say that'll never happen again. The fucking
yeah,
Jets can't even win one.
yeah.
You know.
The Jets are. I don't know about the Jets. You know what I mean?
It,
Yeah.
yo, man,
Hold
it's
on.
pretty
Oh,
sad.
this guy's saying low blow too, saying that wasn't him. Who wasn't who? A low blow. I don't understand the comment, but maybe you can elaborate on what you want to say about that. I don't know what that means.
There's always going to be nefarious activity when it comes to professional sports. We know that. Look what happened with the NBA. That's nothing new. That's always going on. It's just that they got caught now, but it's like there's always going to be the mob involved and to some degree, and
Yeah,
there's always going to be nefarious activity when it comes to sports betting. And now that it's legal, it's even easier to fall through the cracks. It's hard. They got to be on it a little more, but and just stick to what you're good at, and that's it. You're good at blackjack, stick with blackjack. Don't switch to poker. Same thing with I like the ponies, and if that's working for me, I stick with that. You know what I mean? And you got to find what you're kind of good at, and try to cultivate that. That's it.
yeah,
I stay away from the point spread. I'm done with that shit, bro. I'm done with
right,
that.
right.
Yeah,
New
because that
Jersey
to me,
wise guy says that
yeah.
Buffalo should have been in the Super Bowl. Do you
You know
agree?
what?
I kind of agree with that New Jersey wise guy
I
because
like Josh Allen a lot. I could just say is you almost wonder if the kid is really cursed. I don't know.
yeah,
It seems like every time they get so close, they've actually been there. One time they just can't seal the deal, man.
right, right.
I mean,
But
I feel bad for the
I
kid.
agree with this. I agree with the New Jersey wise guy on that because here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
the refs have been making some terrible calls on some of these games. You notice they don't call penalties, or they call penalties, and when it shouldn't have been a
Yeah,
penalty, and when it was
yeah.
a penalty, they don't. You know what I mean? There. So
I mean, you're always gonna,
I think you're right there. I think
yeah.
sports betting is rigged. To a point because
I mean, yeah, bro. It's just there's too much money involved. There's too many people. The big people that are involved in the money. Listen, they're gonna get paid first. That's just the way it goes, bro. You know what I mean. It starts at the top and then it trickles its way down. What are you gonna do? But hopefully we have a good game and that's it. That's all I want. You know what I mean. The money's irrelative. I don't give a shit. Super Bowl pools. You expect to not really win. So if you do win, it's a nice thing. But I just want to have a good game and I hope it's not a bore fest, where the defense is, the offense is not really going on. And I just hope it's a good game. I mean, I think it should be, like you said, these two teams are pretty equally matched. So
yeah, yeah. Except I think New England's quarterback is better. He's younger and
yeah,
he's
I mean,
better myself. But receiver
yeah,
wise, I think Seattle's got the better receiver. That
yeah.
that Smith Jumba's good. That guy, he had a great year. That Jumba
Yeah,
Smith guy, and
yeah. I mean,
so we'll see what happens. You never know. You know what I'm saying there. Hey,
yeah. They,
my paisan Jim Martin, how you doing, paisan? We got Jim Martin in the house.
oh, that's good. Nice to hear from you, Jim. It's been a while. Hope everything's good over there in Vegas.
Yeah, Jim. Hold on, Jimmy. Grab the link. Let me see. Let me see if I want to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while. Let's say
Yeah,
hello to.
Vegas. The last time I was there I had a good time. Weather was great. You know what I mean. Next time I ever go back, I'll go back for a good show or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something good,
Yeah.
a good event.
Hold on. Let me paste some here for Jimmy. Nothing much, Jimmy. I just figured I'd come on. I haven't been on in a few months. I figured, hey, I'll go live, say hello to everybody. We'll talk about that bum, that loser. Grab the link, Jimmy, if you can. And yeah, so I hope it's a good Super Bowl, RoboCop. To be honest with you, I think
You
it's
know.
gonna be. But like I said, if I'm gonna take somebody, I guess I would go to New England because they're the
Yeah. Let's.
underdog.
Yeah.
I figure, I mean, I don't care about either one of these teams, to be honest with you.
No,
So
I know they're not. They're not any of my teams either. So I don't really give a shit. I mean, like I said, honestly, it's a toss up. It could go either way. I can't sit there and say, oh, one team is for sure in. No, no. It's going to come down to probably, like I said, it's going to come down to mistakes. People can't miss field goals. Can't This ain't the time to miss a field goal. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Who plays more sound and doesn't throw a lot of picks and interceptions and fumbles and stays focused. That's it. That's what it's going to come down to. Who makes the least errors, I think, and that's it.
yeah,
It might
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Hey, I won't be shocked if this goes into overtime. I really wouldn't be. I think it could even go that far in. I think they're
Yeah.
that evenly matched. You know,
How you doing,
it
Michael
could.
Mormile? Michael Mormile's in the house. How you doing, Paisan? Long time no see. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like you said. Hopefully, the defenses don't take over the game where it's a bore fest. But
yeah.
both
I
teams
mean,
have good defenses. Both teams have good. I think. I mean, for me, I think New England's defense is a little better
mm,
because they're hard to score on. If you notice with the games that they played, I mean, you weren't like.
yeah. No,
I know,
they're not going
I
to
know
give
that
a.
one game
Yeah,
against Denver was in a fucking snow blizzard, but still, you know.
yeah. They don't give them. They don't give up a lot of points. Not really, man. Not you're not. You're not going to score at will with them. Of course not. But the same could be said about Seattle too. Nobody's going to be scoring at will. Nobody just manhandled them and scored at will with them either. So, I know we'll see. It's something at least to look forward to. And besides getting out of this cold, eventually I got to get out of here too. Want to get out of here? It's
How's
miserable
the
out here,
weather?
but
Huh?
I mean, look, you adjust to it. It's colder than a witch's titty right now. Cold, but it's warming up. I don't
Yeah,
think we
you
did that
got
bad.
snow out there?
Oh yeah, we got a good. Some places got a good 14 inches to a foot. But I mean nothing that we can't handle. We've had it before. It's not like we never had you know, several inches of snow before, but we were due, man. We had like a good. It was like a good 9.5 year run, almost a 10 year run. What was it, 2016, the last big one we got? So it's almost 10 years. So
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
due. We had a good run, so no big deal. It's not
All right.
Buffalo weather.
Hold on. Jimmy, whenever you want to come on, just come on. We'll be here for another probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, nice,
Just
nice
make
to hear
make
from
a
Jim,
plan
and
to come on in a few.
yeah, yeah, no problem. So yeah, so
So,
listen, any horses? I meant, and also just switching real quickly. You have any horses that you like? Since I last talked to you.
uh, no, I mean not off the top of my head, but what I do want to say is I think all the great horses from last year are coming back. I
Yeah.
think journalism's coming back, sovereignty's
Yep.
coming back,
Yep.
Baeza's coming back.
Yep.
I even think Forever Young might be coming back, but I'm not 100% on that one.
Well, you know what? They should give the people at least that matchup between them two, the Japanese horse and Sovereignty. That I think that would be unbelievable. Like if they just entered the same race. But obviously, it's got to be a grade one, and I've been here in Dubai. But then again, look what happened with Ted Nafi. That was my Kentucky Derby, one of my top picks for the Derby. He just fucking
Got
scratched
hurt.
out of the Derby.
So,
Yeah,
New
I like
Jersey,
that horse.
New Jersey wise guy says wind chill 14 down here in South Florida yesterday. Really? You know, New Jersey wise guy, my sister's down in Naples, and she said
Yeah,
it's cold. So I guess
yeah,
you got. I guess it's a cold freeze on the East Coast, huh?
yeah. This Florida hasn't had this cold temperatures in a while, but it's gonna let up. It's not much, it's not gonna
You
last for that much longer. You know,
you
it'll
going you
see
going
what
down there
Florida.
anytime? Go ahead, Paisan.
Yeah, well, my uncle's down there, so as soon as Florida gets a little warmer, I'm at maybe near. I'm gonna call him tomorrow, maybe somewhere near, closer to the end of February. I think I'd take a stab at it. So, you know,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you're gonna make a pit stop in Inglewood.
Well, we'll see, because my uncle's in Boynton Beach, and I came to
How
see
far are
him
you from that
primarily.
scumbag? If
Oh,
we're
I mean
Toronto,
Boynton Beach. Oh no, Boynton Beach. Boynton Beach is a bit of a distance. It's not like next door to Englewood or anything like that. Like when I was at St. Petersburg, I was close to his mom, but he didn't come out. I thought he would actually come out, talking all that shit. He didn't come out.
no, that guy
All of a sudden,
avoids everything. That fucking
yeah, but I was out there. My hand, to God, I was out there. I was out there a couple of times, but I don't know. With my uncle, I'll probably just have to spend time with him because he's getting up there, and he's recently a widower. So
yeah,
I don't think I would waste my time on this piece of shit this time. But I mean, I
nah.
could, like I said, but I could go to Florida at a drop of a hat anytime. You know that it ain't far, bro. So that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That's the thing that he's got to know that if I really want to, I could go anytime I want, and I'm not announcing that if that's my intentions, because I already know how to get a big mouth like that. You got to get him by surprise, and that's the end of it. It's not that difficult. He's not
yeah.
bright, not by.
The problem
No,
is
he's
this.
gonna always stay around people. There's a reason why he tries not to be. He tries to be close to either a highway where he could jet you know what I mean? And he's always around people. There's a reason why, because he thinks that's going to stop it. But that's not going to stop it. That's not going to stop it. So he's completely got that, delusional with that. Because I've seen many people get got right in public, and the person just drive away. Have a nice day. You really think the fucking cops are going to give a fuck about that? And it'll be an open case, but just don't come back. That's all to that area. That's all. It's that
Yeah,
simple. It's not that hard, bro. New York, they don't even give a shit anymore, bro. Unless somebody's shot and dying. They don't give a shit about fights in New York.
yeah, right.
They're like, all right.
You're not going to jail, is what you're saying. If you
Nah,
get
you just don't
or
stick around. No, you split. Don't stick around. They're not going to fucking, you think they're going to go hard on that, trying to crack that case because the two guys got
nah,
into it? No, man. I told you, when a female's involved, that makes it different. But when it's just male and male, nah. That, telling you, man. I seen it with my own eyes, bro. Seen it with my own eyes.
no,
And they
you're
don't
out
do.
there, bro. You know what's going on. You're
Yeah,
out
they
there.
don't do shit, man. Those guys don't want to do shit. They
No,
don't want to do
they don't.
shit anymore. They don't.
They
They don't
want
want
to
to
do.
risk their pension.
They want to put in their
Nah.
8 hours and they want to go home. They don't want to sit there
Yeah, I've
fucking.
seen it,
Well,
man. I've
you
seen
guys
it.
get
Yeah,
your
and I
fucking.
can't blame them. I can't really blame them. You know what I mean? Who the fuck wants to lock up a smelly skell like him? You know? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But one day he's gonna lose that dog, and that'll be and hopefully that'll happen, and that'll be that. He's gonna get caught out there. But
yeah. Someone's
so
gonna
that's
take
it.
that
Yeah.
dog
So
eventually.
yeah.
I think
So
so. I think
yeah.
so. You know, I mean, it's gonna
Yep.
happen. It's gonna happen where this guy is gonna run into the wrong guy. Maybe on YouTube, maybe in real
Yeah.
life. I
Yeah.
don't know, but it's gonna happen because he's got a big mouth. He's got a
You
big
know.
fucking mouth, this guy. He likes to talk a lot. He likes to make up these gangsters stories where he knew this person and he knew that person, and but they're all dead. Everybody he talks
Yeah.
about that he knew is dead, and the people that are alive that are his age never heard of him.
Yep.
You don't find that
I mean,
weird or odd? How come
we've already,
nobody knows this guy but himself?
yeah. I mean, everything's been debunked about him. Actually years ago. So it's a broken
Yeah,
record. That's all it is.
I know. It's been,
Yeah, I mean,
but he
again,
keeps
he's too
on.
met.
He's trying to convince himself that he is this person, which makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well,
He's going on YouTube saying, "I've been verified. I've been verified. I've been doing this and I've been doing that." By who? By who? Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull doesn't know you.
yep,
You know what I'm saying there? Sammy the
yep.
Bull, he only knows you because of Joe Vitale. If it wasn't for Joe Vitale introducing pizza to Sammy the Bull would know who this fucking guy is. That whole tally thing, all this other bullshit is
Well,
all lies.
I remember I sent a quick little thing short to Dimes that he posted. He was nice enough to post. I got in touch with Mikey Scars. You remember that, right?
Yes, you did. As a matter of fact,
And
you did.
Mikey
You
Scars
asked
right
us.
there answered me right there on the show and said, "Listen, have him come on my panel." But I've never heard of this motherfucker before. He said the only guys that picked up the Joker poker machines was Sammy and Huck. He said it just like that, and that's that. And he goes, "Well, if this guy says he knows me, have him come on." And crickets, you know that. So he's full
Yeah,
of
of
shit, bro.
course. Yeah, he's full of shit.
I mean, it's just amazing that this motherfucker's allowed. He doesn't get shadow banned. I don't know how YouTube just keeps him on with all that profanity, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
it's
the
crazy.
profanity, the racist talk,
And, the threat.
the killing people talk. That's another thing. This
Yeah.
guy says he's going to kill this person. He's going to kill that person. He's going to do this and do that. I'm surprised he's still on YouTube, to be honest with you, just for saying that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and the funny thing is you'll comment about something on YouTube, let's say politically or
Oh
just
yeah,
something
you're
like,
getting the boot. You're getting the boot.
yeah, and they block you like and put you in timeout and like, what's this about? But this guy, spills all that venom and it takes like forever for him to even get a channel struck. It's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy, you know. But
100% Joe Reed. Joe Reed says Sammy knows him as a homeless guy. That's
yeah,
fact. That's facts,
you
everybody.
know,
That's
but
facts. I mean, Sammy's never met this guy. Sammy doesn't know him. Like I said, he met him through Joe Vitale because Joe Vitale he probably got duped thinking that, Pizza told him I was with Tony Pep when he really wasn't. Joe believed him, told
mhm,
Sammy, hey, this guy used to be with Tony Pep. And I'm sure Sammy doesn't know everybody in Tony Pep's crew. There's no way.
yeah,
He might know Tony Pep, but he doesn't know the guys underneath.
man. Well, Billy Morrow, he's the one that told it straight out. Like Billy knows of him, and Billy said straight out what he is. He said it perfectly. He tries to live. He lives through other people's lives.
That's
And
true.
he tries to put himself in pieces of history, which he was nothing but an outcast, a reject. That's all. That's all Shawnee was, an outcast and a reject. That's it.
100%.
You know,
100%.
never was really had any group of friends, or he just invited himself to situations, and that's how he was probably growing up in life. And he didn't even finish school. He's a dope. You ever see the guy try to do math? It's unreal.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's coming or going with the math thing.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
even Charles Sutherland, rest in peace. Poor Charles passed away. He went to school
yeah,
with Pizza and said Pizza was a loner, and
yeah,
that nobody wanted to be around him or anything like that. And I believe the guy. Why would we
yeah.
lie? You know?
Listen, I wouldn't wish the street life being homeless on nobody. You know what I mean? Because I know that there's people out there that legitimately fell on bad times. But this guy's different. This guy did it to himself. So and really not much else to say except like I said, he's just he's estranged from his family and he's gonna die alone and that's that. There's no upside to it. He's fine with it though. There are people out there that are fine with being a loser. He's okay with being a loser. So he's fine with it.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he
he has
has
no.
no fucking shame. The guy has no
No,
fucking.
no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I'll go. I mean, I could take a bet right now and make probably $10,000 that he'll never go one show without talking about cock. And you show me one show where he don't talk about cock or taking it up the ass, and I'll give people money out there. We'll put the bet out.
He can't do that.
No, because that'll be the easiest money I ever made.
The guy's obsessed with gay thoughts in his fucking mind, RoboCop.
Well, they're more than thoughts. Obviously, he's engaged. He's engaged.
He's fantasizing.
Yeah, he's did more than fantasize. It's happened in real life. Unfortunately, we have to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it, but every now and then he slips up and he says something.
So here's a good example. Gravesend says he put up a clip of Pizza talking racist, and YouTube took it down. Now, you see what I'm saying there, RoboCop? So he puts it up on his channel, and then YouTube takes it down. But when this guy says something, they don't take it down; they leave it up.
I really don't understand what that's about. I mean, it's kind of bizarre. That's why I don't really respect this YouTube shit. I don't really respect that social media output anymore. So it's like, hey, I use it honestly. I really just use it, to be honest with you, to really handicap my horses, and I try to just do research on the races that I'm interested in, and I listen to this guy's opinion and this girl's opinion, and then I form my own opinion, right? And that's it. But I don't, as far as like outside of that, it's like, because it kind of sickens me, because it's woke, bro. It's just it's a woke channel that's Google owns, and I don't think it's American. I think YouTube and the rules and regulations, to me, it feels like it's anti-American, because you don't have freedom of speech, not really, and the minute that you pick a side that obviously YouTube, and Google, you know what side they're on, all of a sudden you're a pariah if you mention something, against the left wing, Right. So whatever you want to call it. It's kind of, I told you, I got turned off to it. So I just, I got I got enough to keep me busy. So, to be honest with you, I'm looking to go to Italy this year. Hopefully, so I got to be making plans soon for that. And
where are you going?
That'll be, I'm going to definitely get wherever I go. I mean, we're going to try to do what we can. I'm going to try to do at least 3 weeks, at the bare minimum.
Sicily, or you're gonna stay in?
No, it won't be Sicily, but I want to go to the Amalfi Coast. So I want to try to hit Capri, the Amalfi Coast, and obviously, we'll see, like how it goes. But I got some people involved, that want to go, but maybe Rome. But I mean, because that's really where my family's from. They're from that part, so. I'd like to, and sad to say, it's very sad to say that I've never been. So it's long overdue.
Your origin's Napolitan, right?
Yeah, it's long overdue. I gotta go, because it's pathetic that I've never been there. But part of the problem was, I mean, I've flown everywhere. I just never had people that wanted to go. My father, unfortunately, wasn't big with flying back in the day. Otherwise, we would have went. If my mother had something to do about it. But it's so sad that my father stopped going back in the day, and and even though his own brothers and everything tried to get him on, and my father had a phobia with flying. He had it kind of like what John Gotti had, that phobia, and Bill Madden, in football. They took the buses and the tours and that way instead of flying. But so I gotta go. It's actually getting to the point of ridiculousness. Yeah. So I mean, it's a long flight, but I can handle it.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You take a late flight to Italy, so this way you'll end up falling asleep at least for, even if it's 3 or 4 hours. And if you could do that, you're good. You're good money right there.
Hold on, we got someone in the chat. Hold on, let's see, bring him on.
Yeah.
Hey, Gino.
What's happening?
How you doing?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, Gino. You're on. You're live.
I just want to stop by and say hello. That's all.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Robo? What are we talking about? The fucking bum?
Yeah, bullshit. And you know what I mean? I haven't been on in months.
That fucking stinking motherfucker.
Yeah, go, yeah.
That's that stinking motherfucker I met out in Long Island one day.
Oh,
My
wait a minute,
condolences.
Gino, you the guy that was at the shop? Was that you?
With the who?
Hold on, you were at the mechanic shop, right, in Long Island,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, now I know who you are. How you doing? What happened, Gino? What happened with all that?
What do you
How do
mean?
you know this? How do you know this cocksucker?
I don't know him at all, man. I only know him through YouTube.
No, so what
I
happened
mean,
was,
I'm sorry, I came acquainted with him. I don't know him.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
obviously met up with the guy, right?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, listen, when I first seen him online or whatever, just like everybody else, I took a liking to his, to his to his comedic side and whatnot. To him a few dollars here and there and whatnot. He was out in Long Island, and I was out in Long Island one day. I said, let's fucking meet, for a cup of coffee with him, just like I would do to anybody else.
Yeah,
And
remember
then,
he went
and
live.
then the stink set in.
Yeah. I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine.
Yo, dude, he's just a dirty fucking motherfucker, bro. Dirt. I mean, you talk about dirt. I don't know if you guys are. Well, I know, Joey, big time. You're out in California. RoboCop, you're somewhere from the five boroughs, right, or
No,
nearby?
I'm actually. Well, I'm out in North Jersey right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you came into New York City, see the bums on the fucking street, how dirty they are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in
Magnify that by fucking 10.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There you go.
That dog of his is cleaner, much cleaner.
I'm telling at least he licks his ass and fucking cleans his ass. This motherfucker don't.
No, man.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I was told.
Go ahead, RoboCop.
No. I was going to say I was told he smells like a dirty hamper.
He smells like ass and fucking BO. That's what he smells like.
Oh God,
Right.
what a combination!
You can't get a worse combination than that.
No.
Gino,
yeah.
you meet. Hold on, RoboCop. So Gino, you meet this guy. Was that your shop or just a shop?
No, that wasn't my shop. No, I was on my bike that day. I was out on the island. I went to go get an inspection for my bike, and I seen that he was out there, and I said, "Hey, let's fucking meet or whatnot." And that was it. That's the only one time I met him.
And did he ask you for money, or you just felt bad?
No, I gave him. I threw him a bill. I threw him $100.
Oh, you did? Well,
yeah.
Nice of you to do that.
Just like I would anybody else. I mean, then he turned out to be a fucking creep and a scumbag.
That's it. You're right. That's what he does.
And if he thinks I'm fucking afraid of him, he's got another thing coming.
Yeah, that guy's not going to do nothing to nobody.
Of course not. He's from what I see, he's just nothing but a fucking pussy.
Yeah, he's a drifter. This fucking guy. This mama.
Yeah.
He doesn't do. You know what I mean? It's pathetic how this guy. You give him money, and then you're his best friend. Yeah, this guy's my friend. This guy does this, and this guy does that. The minute you don't give him any more money, he turns on you.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Everybody stops donating to him or whatever, or kind of defriends him. He fucking goes berserk and fucking, like you just said, he doxes them, and he doxed me too. That one time when I went on FBS's show. Like the day after or the same day, I don't know I forget what it was. Maybe even 2 days after, I came on FBS's show and explained the situation, and then called me a scale. He called me a jellyfish with his fucking teeth popping out while he was getting angry and everything. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
he's fucking like 5'6", 5'7" tops, like 130 pounds soaking wet. I'll smack the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he says he's 5'9" supposedly.
Nah, he ain't no 5'9". He's about 5'6", 5. You know what? Maybe with high heels.
Yeah, the guy is a stick. I mean, the guy is a fucking.
Yeah.
If he's 150 pounds, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, remember, you don't want that scale bleeding on you because he's got the monster. So
no, definitely. I don't want to catch fucking AIDS
Yeah,
magnified by 10.
He's got the
yeah.
malaria, RoboCop.
You just go right on the chin. That's it. Right on the button, and that's it. Lights out. You know, and
That's all.
nice and
That's all.
clean.
That's all.
Yep.
He'll be a fucking Jake Paul fucking contender.
Oh man, his fucking jaw would be broken in probably like more places than you could count.
Mhm. Yo, the
It'd probably be an
fucking.
improvement to that face.
Well, he's
You
got no
know?
upper teeth, and his fucking bottom teeth are only fucking uh held together by the fucking what's that? The plaque that fucking grows on your teeth.
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
If
said
he would
what
have
about
cleaned, if he would have
teeth
cleaned
on
that
the
plaque on the
bottom?
bottom of his fucking teeth, they would fall all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dentists don't take him. He stinks too much. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Dentists won't put. Yeah, they won't take him in the office. No way.
So Gino,
That's
let me
that's a
ask
no
you this.
bueno. That's a no bueno.
Gino, let me ask you something. Did you believe all that bullshit about the mob and all that, or you just felt bad for this guy?
I'm sorry. Say again.
Before all this happened, where you met up, you thought the guy was funny, whatever. Did you believe a word about the whole mob thing in him, or you thought it was just bullshit too?
I don't know if I completely believed him, but he may have come across people and may knew people, but as far as being involved in what that fuck no, because I know a couple
Yeah,
of people and I've asked a couple of people, and those couple of people they don't know who the
don't
fuck he
know.
is. Never heard of him.
There you go. There you go. There you
You
go.
know, he listen. He came by. He came. I live in. I don't give a fuck. I live in Glendale, right? Glendale, New
Yeah,
York City, Queens.
right,
And there's a coffee shop around there, which I'm not going to name or whatnot, that I know and that I attend to, right? And that
right.
one time, that was before he came into Glendale to meet quote unquote Peter Pasta or whatever. I lived 3 blocks away from the Atlas Mall where he took that picture with him. I lived like 3 blocks away from there, and he knew I was in Glendale. And what does he do? The fucking pussy cunt that he is, he fucking goes live after he's on a Grand Central Parkway, like 3 or 4 miles away from where I was, because he wouldn't have dared to fucking go live knowing that I lived in that neighborhood. You
Of
follow what I'm
course not.
saying?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's what he did with the
Yep.
RoboCop and
Yep.
Dime.
He
He
fucking
went
went
live
live. He
after they
goes, "Oh, I
left.
just met with." He went live. He just said, "Oh, I just met with Peter Pasta." Yeah, you didn't go live when you met with him. You went live when you were fucking 3 miles away from me. You fucking prick.
He wasn't
Yep.
with Pasta.
No,
Yeah.
that was Gino. That photo was photoshopped with him and
That
Peter
I,
Pasta.
that I don't know, but I do know Peter Pasta goes to wherever he goes to. You know what I mean? But he
Yeah.
might have met with him. I don't know. That I don't know. It could that picture could have been doctored or whatever and whatnot. But I'm just saying that supposedly he was in Glendale where I was, and he knew I was in Glendale, Queens, and the motherfucker didn't fucking go live you know, when he said he was there. He only went live when he
Nah.
was like fucking like 10 miles, oh, not like 3 or 4 miles away on a Grand Central Parkway already, going back
Yep.
towards Long Island.
You know how you find him? You just go in the opposite direction he says he's in. That's how you catch him. Because he's always going to tell you bullshit. So, and that's it.
All right, I think we lost Gino. RoboCop, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Guess
It happens.
RoboCop is not.
I can
Something
hear you.
happened.
Can
Can you
can
guys
you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, or number one, because I don't
I
hear
can hear you.
RoboCop no more. I can't hear you, bro.
Oh
Unless it's me, but I'm not muted.
no, I'm not muted either. So I don't know. I can hear you though.
I don't know what's going on, but oh well. So, anyways, guys, I mean, something happened. Oh, you got bumped? Can you hear me though? Because I can't hear RoboCop no more.
Yeah. I mean, I hear the
Let's
show.
see. Hold
I hear
on.
myself. Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out this thing. Do I got to come back out and go back in or whatever? I might just have to end the show. But I can't hear you, RoboCop. And Gino was
Yeah.
something happened to Gino where he got dumped for some reason. I don't know. All right, Gino. Hey, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna try to do this show once a week on a Monday night and see what happens. But RoboCop, I can't hear you,
Yeah.
bro.
All right.
Something happened. Hold on. Let me there we go. Come back in, RoboCop. Let me see if I can hear you. Hold on. Paste. RoboCop, grab the link again. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. You there?
Yeah.
All right, you're back. I don't know what
I mean,
happened. You know?
StreamYard is it's a funny phenomenon. I hear it from time to time. People going through that kind of problem. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's the StreamYard. You know.
Yeah. Hey, Gino, thanks for coming on. You're always welcome on my show if you want to come on the panel. Always welcome to come on and hang out or whatever. Yeah, that was, he said the same thing that you guys were saying about when you guys left, then all of a sudden
Hmm.
Pete popped up at the park. Funny how it happens when you guys leave though, but
Yeah, you're dealing with the mind of an 8-year-old. You know what I mean? So it's old hat now. You know, with him. Like I said, I just file it. You know, to the back of my head, and one day if I run into that scumbag, like I said, it's on. That's all. That's that simple. I don't have to keep on thinking about it. Life goes on, man. He's about as irrelevant as it gets. There's a lot more interesting things to do and talk about than that
yeah,
scale.
of course, yeah, of course. But this guy threatens people that he's going to kill them. This guy threatens people that he's going to do this and do that. But then when it comes down to manning up, the guy, like you said, he's a no-show or he disappears or whatever, and he doesn't come back. And when you leave or you post up live saying, "Hey, I'm here, pizza. Where the fuck are you at?" And then,
Mhm.
"Oh, I was in the Hamptons, or I was this, or I was that," and then you decide to leave. An hour
Mhm.
later, guess who shows up at the park? Pizza. He says,
Yeah,
"Oh,
he
nobody
doesn't have.
cares." Yeah, no bull. It's his game. It's like this guy plays games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, bro. That's all this is. It's all fucking. It's all the guy's fucking useless. He's a retard. You know, that's all he is.
He's
But
jealous. He's a jealous
yeah, that's
motherfucker.
true. He's
That's all.
jealous. He's jealous.
You know.
Guy, the guy is not important to nobody. Number one, and he got his. You know what his outlet is YouTube. Basically, his outlet was
Mhm.
Facebook before that.
Mhm.
And then he makes up these wild stories about I'm Italian, I was in the mob, I knew this person, I knew that person, Sammy the Bull, Tony Pep, this guy, that guy. I was a collector. I killed 19 people, murdered 19 people, whatever, bro. It's all fantasy. At the end of the day, like you said, he needs to be put in a fucking mental institute or something, mental hospital, and locked up. His poor mother, what she went through with this guy, could you imagine? Pretty
Hey,
bad.
listen, it
Pretty bad.
happens. It happens. What I mean, there's a lot of times there's the dark sheep of the
You
family, and
know,
he just that's it.
what I like to do is reach out to his brother and see if the brother would come on my show, just just
Yeah,
to just to talk to him and find out how, what this guy's really like.
yeah.
But I'm
I don't
sure
think that.
I
Yeah, I don't.
bet
I know that's
I
been
don't think
attempted.
he will.
Yeah, no, I think it's been attempted many times, but it's not going to happen. I think because he doesn't want to give this guy any more light. He's trying to put shade on his brother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because if he gives any kind of light to this guy, it's like it gives him the green light to keep talking and running his mouth. So
Right,
that's probably
right.
why he's going that way, and he knows better than to show up at the church. They'll fucking have him locked up in 2 seconds for criminal trespass. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
but
what.
it
You know what
would
I
be
mean?
nice to see what the brother really has to say about him.
Yeah,
But
you
I
know.
don't
I
think
mean,
he.
look,
So I doubt it. I mean,
you got to
but I'm
take
gonna
one look at that
ask. I'm
ugly
gonna
mug.
find out. Give it a shot
Yeah,
anyway. It doesn't hurt to ask. Hey, you want to come on
I
my show?
mean,
Kind of tell everybody what this scumbag's really like, and you
yeah,
never. He might say, "Yeah, I'll come on," but
yeah.
you have a long shot. But you never know. But
Long shots,
anyways, all right.
as you know, long shots sometimes come in.
I hate. Hold on, Mad Dog Bella 6. I hate you guys. I'm so excited you guys on live stream. That's awesome. How are you doing? It's been a while. Oh, you hate the guy. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's been a while. We'll be back. We'll be back. I mean, this is my first show. They're gonna get better. We'll try not to talk about pizza so much. You know what I mean? Because it's old
Yeah,
news, like RoboCop's saying. There's other things in life.
yeah,
You guys want to come on here, whatever. I got an open
yeah.
forum. But
Yep.
I kind of
And
wanted to get Joe Bruno on here, but I don't
no,
think
I think Joe. I don't blame Joe Bruno too because YouTube is. I mean this type of YouTube that we're this realm. It's toxic and it's juvenile, and you know what? He's probably been through a lot in life and seen a lot, and
no,
it's
yeah,
not real. You know what I mean? It's not real, really. And a lot of these guys came about because of the pandemic. And in the beginning, it was interesting because they stuck to just just the mob stuff, real mob stuff. And then the
yeah.
shit just, I don't
It's
know
not
where.
even mob stuff no more, bro.
No. And then all of a sudden, it just took this stupid turn. I mean, and I'm like shocked, because I get people like drama. Me, I really, personally, I rather talk about almost anything that's non-related to drama because I look at it this way. I wake up today and I'm like, how can I make some money? You know what I mean? Like I'm a guy, I like to chase the money, and that's it. You know what I mean? And the drama part of this, I could take it or leave it. But while I got you on before you go off, if Forever Young and Sovereignty meet up, and they're at their best, do you still think Forever Young could beat him in your eyes?
Uh, I want to say this. I think Sovereignty is better at the distance than Forever Young. I
Right.
think Sovereignty can run all day, but I would
Yeah.
say Sovereignty would probably win if they were really
Yeah.
on the game. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if they're going to try to breed Ted Nafi, and I don't know if they're going to just jerk our chain with Sovereignty, and they're going to say, you know what, we thought about it, because now, breeding Sovereignty and breeding Ted Nafi, they're at the top of their game. So
Yeah,
that how much money that's going to be for them to just if they were to breed the horses now, they'd be
right,
making millions on them just doing that. So I don't know.
right,
I don't know if they're
right,
just they're talking shit or that we're never going to see those guys again. I hope
right,
so. As I like into mischief. I like the father. I think he was a good horse.
right.
A real good
Uh,
horse.
my
Th-
dog Bella says hello, RoboCop.
oh, how you doing there, Bella? Long time no hear. I hope
No.
everything's going well with you with the new year.
One last thing. I guess Sons of Italy's back in the hospital, huh? Did you
I
hear?
don't even know. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know. I
been
don't.
in
I
and out,
don't.
back in again. So
I know. I know he's
Crazy
got.
Sons of Italy. He's a good
I
guy. You
don't.
know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
a good.
I don't know anything about that. Unfortunately, I don't
Yeah.
watch that guy's show. So,
No. Yeah, he's been in and out of the
you know
hospital
what I mean.
right here.
He hangs out with the deviant. I'm not down with that guy.
Yeah, I'm not either, but he's a good guy though.
Yeah.
I like him.
No, I mean, look, kidney disease is no joke. It's tough, bro. That's rough.
That's right. And he's old
Yeah,
too, young buck.
yeah, man. I mean, look, they could keep you alive today. You know what I mean? They could keep you alive. They just keep on filtering you out. You could go a long way like that if doctors keep people alive for a long time. They can keep you alive for years. I wish them luck. I don't wish that on nobody.
Right.
It's painful. I don't know if I would want to fight. If I was in a lot of pain. I like to go as far as I can, but man, as long as I'm able bodied, but I don't know. You'd have to be in that position to make that call. Nobody can really say, "Oh, I know how he feels," or But I hope he rebounds. I don't wish, wish him well. It sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks being in the hospital.
Joe A says issue is that it ruins horse racing when hold on, Joe A. These great horses are not running as much as they used to. Yeah, it's all about but you're right, Joe A. It's all about the breeding. There's more money in
Yeah.
breeding than there is racing the horses. So, but
You
at
know what it
least this
is too?
year,
Yeah.
you're getting best horses back from last year. So at least we can
Yeah.
say, hey, they're bringing these
Yeah.
horses back. So
Yeah.
it'll be an
I
exciting
mean, there
year.
were, yeah, there were horses like Disco Time and Cannoneer recently. All this fucking hype, but once they go from 6, 7 furlongs to 9, they can't. They're not the same at 9. They don't. They run out of gas. They're not distance horses. So some of them just stay. Just keep them. Sprinters. You know what I mean? And then you got
Right.
some horses they can do it all. They can do it all.
Right.
That's what I noticed. A lot of them can't get the distance, and once they go past that 6, 7 furlongs, they're a different horse.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I follow them now. Listen, I used to not even give a shit. I used to go to the program and just do boom, boom, boom. But now I really take my time. I prep for the races. I've really watched their last race. I watched their Equibase speed numbers, and I say, all right, are they on an up? Are they on the down? Of course, the jockey. It does help
Right.
when you see like a Flavian Pratt or an Irad Ortiz or Franco or Junior Alvarado, and that I'll tell you that Safi Joseph Jr. boy, Safi, what a year, man, he had. I mean, who would have thought Skippy Longstocking was going to win the Pegasus Cup? I mean, I never thought that was going to happen.
Right.
So
I know
that's
that was the upset.
oh
Exactly.
my God, bro. I didn't see that coming,
I
to be
like
honest
that
with you,
horse.
bro.
Actually, I thought the horse had a shot.
Yeah.
I watched the
Well, you know
race.
what? Yeah. But to say that, he's going to do something in the Derby, I mean, that's not going to happen. That's not going to
You mean
happen.
in the big races, older horse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, he got it up, finally won his grade 1,
that was
right?
a
That was
weak
always the
RoboCop. That was a
stuff.
weak race for that kind of a race. Wasn't that many?
Yeah, no, you were right. In Disco Time, that thing was all hype. He, put him back to fucking 6 furlongs, 7
Yeah.
furlongs. He don't belong in 9 furlongs. I mean, he had what did he had? He had Flavian Pratt, and I was
Yeah,
shocked. I was
yeah.
shocked, bro. Japan Street came in last place, and Disco Time came in 8th. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I that race, I took it on the chin, bro. I took that on the fucking chin. That race, I'll tell you when I win, and I'll tell you when I lose. I don't lie. I took
Yeah,
that one on the chin. You had Skippy Longstocking in one of your exotics. That horse paid 22-1, dude. You would have had a nice payday.
He was an overlay. He was a 7-1 on the program.
Yeah. Unreal, dude. Unreal. I mean, and I don't know how the hell he caught up with White Barrio, but they're what you would call it, they train together, right? They're stablemates. So maybe he was trying to catch up to his buddy. Maybe even the jockey probably didn't. It was probably in the books for White Barrio to win, but maybe Skippy saw White Barrio run into the end. He's like, oh, let me catch up to my friend.
Right.
That might have happened. I don't know what spun that horse on, but man, he had that last kick, and that ruined my whole day. I mean, Tapan Street didn't do shit. Well, they should retire Tapan Street. He had his moment. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
So anyway,
guys, I'm gonna call it a night. RoboCop,
yep.
thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Hosting with me.
Yep.
And,
all right, brother. Take care.
Hold on, we'll do it next week. We'll probably do it next Monday again, and we'll go from there. But hey, guys, thanks for coming on, everybody that came on the show. I appreciate it, and we'll talk soon. And RoboCop, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
All right. Take care. Take care.
Right.
All right.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.